I can't. The thing is like I can't hold it because the entire time all I could hear was me fucking with the mic. Maybe
because she's a fidgety fuck. And welcome back to Chaotically Bookish. My name is Annabelle.
My name is Ashley. I almost said Annabelle.
And today we're going to be giving out some hot takes.
Pet peeves.
Pet peeves. Bookish pet peeves.
Bookish pet peeves. Because there's so many. There's so many. And everyone mostly agrees, I find.
Okay, either they really agree or people are just like, no, you're a freak if you give a shit.
100%. Like, I strive to be one of the people that don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't give a fuck. I'll throw my book into a river and still read it. And I'm like,
that hurts me. I can't help but like give a shit. And like a lot of people are like, oh, like why do you care about other people's like reading preferences? And I'm like, I just do.
I just do.
I can't help myself.
It's funny though, because like I see people abuse their books and like like in a loving way and stuff like that, and I'm like, I honestly wish that could be me, but here I am reading with my book barely cracked so it doesn't break the spine, so there's no creases anywhere.
Okay, have you seen the TikToks where like people are like, get my book ready for reading?
Yeah. there's this girl on TikTok who films herself reading a whole book, and like she takes it to the park, she like reads it in the rain, it's like gets like coffee all over it in her backpack, it's like tabbed, she's written on it, it's ripped, it's like super damaged.
That hurts.
And I'm like, I wish I could.
She's that girl. She's an it girl walking through Paris.
100%. Like,
with her tea-stained pages.
I wish I could. But like, the last time I read outside was like the end of summer last year. And I would go up to the park up the street and I would wait for Nick to come in on the train. And I would sit there and I would read. But like, I wouldn't bring a bag. I wouldn't bring anything. It'd just be me and the book in the sunshine when it's not humid, when it's not moist. And I would read it. And then I would like hold it by the spine sticking out in front of me.
So you wouldn't get greasy handprints on
Yeah, it's like I'm walking home and I'm not tucking it to my chest so the pages fold or anything. If it's paperback, I'm just like holding it like out in the air. And I'm like, I really wish I could relax.
I can't relax. I absolutely can't relax. But both of us are like bookish collectors. Like we like revere our books.
Yeah, like they stay on our shelf forever.
Any special edition, I don't know if you do the same thing, but any special edition, I don't open it. I don't look at it. They're like exclusive art, and I'm like, I'll never know.
I have how many copies of Once Upon a Broken Heart?
Oh Jesus!
I've only ever cracked open the like regular hardback edition.
That's the only one you read.
Yep. I have like 6 UK versions. Never cracked them open.
Have you cracked open your like From Blood and Ash ones? The ones you got from... No. I can't bring myself to do it.
I can't bring myself to read them. Which like to a lot of people is going to sound like such a waste because I'm not even reading the books. But like...
Yeah, we spend like... first of all, we're Canadian. Yeah. So we're paying like import and all that crap.
We're paying so much fucking money. When my From Blood and Ash books came in, it was like $25 in duty. And I was like,
that's lucky. Mine is always like $30.
Really? But that's like high.
Yeah.
That's a lot of like, if for those of you who have no idea, to pay like over $20 in duty is ridiculous.
Yeah, well, first of all, the books are always in US or UK, like in pounds.
Yeah.
So it's like twice the amount when we pay in Canadian dollars. Then we're paying shipping on top of that. Here are the woes. And then we'd like get this like $200 box set, almost $300 box set, and we're just like, and it goes on my shelf, and I don't look at it ever again.
Honestly, I was looking at Owlcrate still has copies of Gallant. They're really pretty black one.
Yes,
and I want it really.
Get it?
Really
it's signed.
Bad. Yeah, but then actually, Owlcrate
is Canadian.
It is. No, it's not. It's American.
They have an office here, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, well, they ship from the States then.
Oh, stupid.
I think they're Canadian, but it's all American pricing and they ship from the States.
That's dumb.
Which is fucking bullshit. But there's no duty because I've ordered from them before. The Once Upon a Broken Heart, I ordered from them.
Seriously?
Yeah, no duty.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So I just realized I'm going to...
Because I ordered The Book of Night by Holly Black from them, the exclusive edition. That was my book ban break.
Okay, but we agreed. Like we're on a book buying ban for the year, but we agreed that
special editions don't count,
and neither do sequels.
No,
because that's different.
It is okay. See, okay, I know a lot of people have book bans and I know they like go on them, but I'm like, they're always doomed to fail.
They are.
Because we're just like, oh, I'm going on a book ban. I'm not allowed to read any, like, I'm not allowed to buy any new books. And then, you know, like a sequel of your favorite series comes out and then you're like, oh, fuck. So then you buy that and then you buy 5 other books. And it's like, no.
Yeah. I find that like last year, every other month we were trying a book buying ban and it wasn't working. And the main reason was sequels were coming out. And then it's like, how am I not supposed to buy that book? Especially like, how am I not supposed to pre-order that book? Exactly. How am I not going to buy this once in a lifetime opportunity special edition?
Exactly. And also like usually authors do this thing or publishing houses do this thing that if you pre-order a book, you get a pre-order gift.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, I want the Atlas 6 pin. I can't not have that pin. Am I ever going to use it? No, but I need it.
I think that's like, and it feels good not just randomly, because like this year we're both really focused on reading our TBRs, our TB Read pile, but like it kind of feels nice not just buying books. Like any books I've bought was with like gift money, or like gift cards, points, whatever. But like there's like Hotel Magnifique came out, and I've been wanting to read it since I heard about it last year, because it's basically Caraval but like hotel. And I'm sitting here like I could go buy it, but like I don't want to. No. Like I just don't want to, because I'm like, oh, it breaks my ban.
I think that's the thing too, because I've noticed when last year you and me both went fucking wild.
We went way too hard last year. I was thinking back and I was like, the thousands, and I mean thousands of that dollars we spent on books last year. Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, so we went absolutely feral last year. Which was really fun and really cathartic to just treat ourselves and buy whatever the fuck we wanted. Half of the books that I bought last year, I forgot I bought them. I don't think about them, and I don't feel the need to read them anymore.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the books I bought last year were book talk books.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to read them, but now I have them and I'm like, now what?
Exactly. So that's why I think that this version of our book ban, where we're like, okay, we can buy sequels and we can buy special editions, because once a special edition is gone, it's just gone. It's gone. So that's fine. But at least like what my method is that I write down the book that I'm like, oh, I'm really interested in this book. I'll write it down. And if I'm still thinking about it next year, I'll buy it. Mm-hmm. But if I've lost interest next year, there's no point. It's like that book is always going to be there.
Honestly, that's why it's kind of been nice. And then like even like my birthday is mid-year. Mm-hmm. So that means that it's 6 months until Christmas, which is the next like gift giving holiday. So that's 6 months I have to think, do I actually want this book? Like if I have the opportunity to get a free book from a friend or a family member, is this the book I want? Mm-hmm. There's pressure then. Because when I just go to the store and I pick up a bunch of books because they're pretty, it's different. I'll just buy.
I know my birthday's at the end of the year, so I'm like, I don't get like, I'm like, I get books and then I get way more books on Christmas.
Honestly, I don't even know what I'm saying, because no one, you're the only person, you and one other friend buy me books.
Yeah.
No one else does. Nick will not tolerate it. My family doesn't bother.
No, see, my mom won't buy me books because she's just like, well, I don't know what you read. I don't understand what you read.
My dad, we were talking about just stuff, accumulating stuff, and he's like, you're a pack rat. And I was like, here's the thing though, when I move out, everything I own is coming with me. So is that really pack rat energy though? Because it's not a bunch of crap, it's
your
stuff.
Your dad and his hot takes.
I know. And he's like, well, books, you have all these books, it's pack rat behavior, like what are you gonna do with them all? And I'm like, bring them fucking with me, thank you.
Literally. I'm not a pack rat. It's not like, no, but I think a lot of people do, like this is something that I also follow a lot of interior design. Mm-hmm. It's like one of my passions. And a lot of these interior design people will go into like thrift stores and they'll go and pick out books that look pretty on a shelf. Mm-hmm. And people are in the comments being like, well, you're never going to read it. You're never going to. And I'm like, okay, guys, books are not only just stories. They're also pieces of art and they're also decor. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, sure, I might never read a book that I bought 2 years ago, but it's going to sit on my shelf. It's going to look beautiful. Like,
honestly, my goal, like, because I'm realistic. I know that when I move out, I can't bring with me like 18 bookcases. So I've been like, as I go through the books I'm reading on my TBR, if I don't like a book, it'll get donated. Yeah. Or if I know for 100% certain that I'm never going to pick up this book and it's not like freaking gorgeous or anything like that, it's not worth keeping, then she gone.
Yeah, she gone.
She gone.
I will admit there are like maybe 5 books in my library that I kept because they're pretty. I hate the book, but I kept them because they're pretty.
Mood.
I was like, that's a pretty cover. I'm not gonna throw it out.
I have so many of those. Like I have what is that book, that duology called, where the two faces line up? Fable?
Fable and Namesake. Yeah.
I bought those because they were Book Talk favorites. I don't really think they're going to be for me.
No, me neither.
They're very short, but I have them sitting on my shelf and I'm like, I have to fucking read these.
See, I have the first book in that series, and I also have so I really love the artist Charlie Bowater. I think it's Bowater. And she does a lot of book covers. She did like Sorcery of Thorns, she did Enchantment of Ravens, she did the there was a duology, Bonecryer's Moon, Bonecryer's Dawn.
Bonecryer's Moon.
She did those, and I bought them purely because her art was on them. I was like, they're pretty. I'll get them.
I'm curious if you would like Bonecryer's Moon.
People hate it a lot. Like, I've seen a lot of like, this was garbage.
I liked it.
I know you did.
I thought it was quite unique. I thought the story was unique.
I'm just scared of it being insta-love because that was what everyone said. But apparently, lately, I've realized I don't have a problem with insta-love.
See, I do. And I didn't have a problem with this book.
Interesting.
I wouldn't call it insta-love.
No.
It was enemies to lovers. Because they fucking hated each other. Like true enemies. They hated each other.
Was there a reason? Okay, see, this is my...
Yes, there was a reason for them to hate
This is a hot take. It's not a bookish pet peeve. Or maybe it is. I don't know.
It is a pet peeve, 100%.
Okay. I absolutely despise when a book is advertised as enemies to lovers, but it is just a bully romance.
I hate bully romance. I really wanted to read Zodiac Academy.
Yeah.
And I don't think I can do it because apparently it's like fucking mean. Like bully. And like, I can't do that.
It's not enemies if one person's just a fucking cunt to the other person.
100%.
Like, it's not enemies to lovers. That's not enemies to lovers. Enemies to lovers means you both have opposing goals and you will take each other down.
If you're not standing on opposite ends of the battlefield, fuck off.
That's enemies to lovers.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So I'm like, I can't read. I can't read bully romance. Like, people say freaking Cruel Prince is enemies to lovers. And I'm like, no, it's a bully romance. Like, Cardin's a huge cunt. But I still love his tail.
I was thinking about it. I was like looking at my shelf and I was like, I was looking at all the books that I DNF'd that I would like to give a second chance. And I was looking at Cruel Prince and I was like, I tried you 3 times.
Just get rid of it.
I don't think I can actually read it. I just don't think I can do
Then
it.
just get rid of it.
It's just not for
I mean,
me.
it is a really pretty cover. So maybe you should just keep it because it's pretty.
It's pretty. Yeah, might as well.
And you did paint it, didn't you?
I did. I painted it.
So
it's mine now.
Keep it.
All right. Should we get into
We should get into our pet peeves.
So we asked people on Instagram to send us their pet peeves. And some of them are great. Some of them
I'm
are
excited.
Hot takes. Some of them are like your classic pet peeves that we all have, but some of them are fucking good. Okay. Let's see.
Go for it.
Okay. The first one, I think we all agree on, is when someone like bursts into your room and bugs you while you're reading.
Oh my God.
They talk to you while you're reading.
It's like they know when to show up. Like Nick, I feel like Nicholas, you're getting called out.
Holy shit. Do y'all remember when I told you that Nick walked in on me reading Neon Gods? And it was a smutty fucking part. So I got off work like 5. I decided I was going to stop work at 5. He usually doesn't get here till 5:30. I start reading Electric Idol. No, it wasn't Electric Idol. It was Love Hypothesis.
Oh my God. And it was that chapter.
Finally gotten to the smutty chapter. And here he comes. Here's Nick, my boyfriend, in the doorway. And he's like, what's that? Because he knows the look on my face. He's like, bro, what are you reading?
He has a sixth sense.
He does. So I like threw it across the room and then we'd like fight each other for it. Like just pure like, I'm going to kill you fighting. And he finally like flips it open and it's like this scene where he's like going down on her and he's like, Ashley.
Ashley.
And I'm like, yeah, and
listen. No, yeah, that's absolutely worst. I feel like it always happens at the worst time in the book. And you're like, I'm not even reading a spicy book. Like, it's just like a romance novel or something. And then that person will show up right when it gets good.
Or like when you have like less than like 20 pages left and you're like, fucking get out of my space.
Okay. What happened to me once, I was reading, I think it was reading Clockwork Princess, and it was, do not ask me the plot of those books. I love them to hell, but I do not remember what happened. I was sobbing and something like terrible was about to happen. And my mom walked in and she's just like, what are you reading? And I'm like,
oh God.
You killed it. You killed my I was cathartically crying.
Yep. Going through it.
I was going through it, and now I like it. It's gone.
The really sad scene in Gods and Monsters in the third book of Serpent and Dove. I was fucking going through it because that was my favorite character, and it was hurting. And my mom walks in, and I was like, I need you to get the fuck out of my face right now.
Yeah, that's the worst. We agree with that hot take.
Yeah, we agree with that hot take. What do you think of movie posters as the front cover?
Okay, this is my hot take.
Oh, here we go.
I don't care.
I don't either.
No.
Everyone's like, oh, I hate it. And I'm like, I just don't give a fuck.
Just don't get that book.
Just don't get that version.
There's always the original version.
There's always the original version. If it's not in bookstores, it's online.
Yeah.
So, like,
like, get over it, guys. Get over it. Honestly,
ugly,
sometimes they're better. Like, I remember I had like a hardcover of Twilight when it originally came out, but I had the movie poster with all the Cullens on it.
That one was good.
It was beautiful.
I love that one.
I feel like it was a piece of like history. It's a piece of art.
And like, you can't get that anymore.
No, exactly.
Consider it a special edition when the movie
It essentially is. I read that book religiously. It was so tattered.
My Twilight paperback is wrecked. Like, it is just so
I got rid
ruined.
of mine.
You
my
what?
original copy, I got rid of mine.
Why?
Because it had like tea stains on it, and it was like bent, and like I used to dog ear my pages back then, and I was just like, no, I'm gonna get a better copy, and I regret it.
I would have kept it.
I know. No, and I also think like the Shadow and Bone and Six of Crows covers, I think they're pretty.
Yeah, I don't think they're terrible.
No, because you don't see their faces. I think
I wouldn't buy them.
No,
But I don't think they're
buy
terrible.
them because compared to the original covers, no.
Yeah, 100% no. Do you think, you know how the Six of Crows covers are kind of similar to the original Shadow and Bone covers? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, the art style. Yeah.
Yeah, do you think they're going to change those to match the new covers?
Did you see the new covers of Twilight?
No.
Oh my God. It's an atrocity. It's a fucking atrocity.
Wait.
It is. Yes, please look it up. It is the original covers. It's still the black background, but the picture, like the apple, the flower, the ribbon, they're really tiny, or they're like going through it. And the lettering is huge and broken apart, and I hate it.
I have seen this.
It upsets me.
What? Because the whole thing with Twilight
was the simplicity of it.
Was the simplicity, and then the beauty and the kind of writing that they used for the font. It was so like, you saw that writing, you're like, that's Twilight.
It's so iconic.
That's pup setting.
It's so like poppy and like graphic. I hate it. That's not the vibe of Twilight. It's not the vibe.
It's not the vibe. It is not the vibe.
I hate it so much.
Okay, next pet peeve is a hot take, and I like it. People who slam a genre but read it anyways just to have something to hate on.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
That is a real. Honestly, yeah, a lot of people do that.
A lot of people do.
You know what? I'll consider myself one of them. I was a hater.
Really?
I was a spice book hater.
I mean, I get it because, like, you know, you want content and whatever, but like, what the fuck?
Genuinely.
If you're gonna give a solid review, like if you're reading it even though you know you're gonna hate it because you want to give that perspective, and it's like a good review, you list the facts as why you don't like it, sure,
yeah.
But if you're reading it just to have something to scream about,
no, I don't do that. No, I'm not that kind of hater. I'm the former kind of hater. I'm like, I know I don't like spicy books, but I will force myself to read them because I get such hard FOMO that I'm like, well, I want to know. And then I'll read it and I'll hate it.
My best example is, you know how everyone, maybe you don't, you know how everyone's talking about Belle Mort?
No, what is
Belle
that?
Mort?
Oh, Belle Mort.
Belle Mort. It's by Bella Higgins. It's like a vampire novel, but it's published by Wattpad Books because it was really popular on Wattpad back in the day.
I think I have heard of it, yeah.
So I got the ARC for it because I love me a vampire novel. However, and everyone seems to really like this book because it provides what you need, the cheesy vampire story.
Oh, you hate it?
I hate it.
Why?
She chose a dual POV, and I love me a dual point of view, but she's in like first person and he's in third. Do you know how jarring that is?
What? That's a choice.
Yeah, and I got it like through NetGalley, and I was like, I always feel bad giving a rough review, but I was like, I have to look at it from the perspective that I kind of knew I wasn't going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I'm giving, like, when I give a review, I give a review. You know what I mean? So
she dumps those hot takes in there.
I dump hot takes. But I give facts. Like, I'm not like, I hated this book. Fuck this book.
Well, you saw my review of King and Battle and Blood.
Yeah.
It wasn't a positive review, but I didn't like rip it to shreds.
No, you're like, here's what I liked. And then here's the issues that I had with it. Like, you're listing the facts and saying, like, this book sucks, the author sucks, you suck.
Yeah, no, I don't. I hate doing that.
There's a line. And I think we've talked about it before, but there's a line.
I mean, I will be a hater on an author that deserves the hate.
That's different.
But like, oh yeah, that was something that was going around Book Talk where people were just like, you know, I feel like these accounts that like hate on problematic authors and that's all they do is doing more harm than good. And I don't agree, but I see where they're coming from.
I see where they're coming from.
Because they're like, well, you're just giving more publicity to that author. And I'm like, well, they're also raising awareness because just because we as Book Talk know these things, because I'm sorry, guys, if you participate in Book Talk and Bookstagram and you don't know that certain authors are problematic, either you're purposefully like blind to it or your head's in a hole.
Yeah.
But like someone was talking about that and they're like, either, you know, if you are on Bookstagram, yeah, sure, we all know that these authors are problematic, but like the random person who comes across it on their For You page might not.
I won't. Like, I won't pick a specific book.
No.
But like, take a book, any book, and like we all know that this author, and I'm sure you all can use your head and guess, but
they usually have 3 letters.
There's usually 3 letters in their acronym. Anyway, we know that they're problematic and we know the reasons.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of book talkers.
Oh my God, wait.
That don't. What?
They are always 3 letters.
Oh my God, they are.
Except one that I can think of right now. But usually.
Wow, they are. That's crack. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Anyways, but like, you know, when you're scrolling through your For You page and you come across a book and you're not part of the books community and you're like, well, everyone seems to love this. I see this book on every single video.
Yeah.
I'm going to read it and I'm going to love it. And then they
No.
Anyway.
Next hot take.
People who like turn an open book upside down if there's no bookmark or crack the spine.
Wait, whoa. What's the first one?
So you know when you don't have a bookmark, but you're in the middle of a book, so you flip it. So you flip it over so the pages are face down and then you walk away from the book.
Scandalized. I hate that.
It goes along. I also said cracking a spine because it's basically the same thing.
Don't you dare crack your spines. I hate those videos. Oh my God. It's like they're there to torture me. They come across my For You page all the time where someone's just like, oh, I'm reading this new crack.
Oh my God. It does.
I hate it so much.
The only thing this is a hot take and you're going to hate it. I don't like the cracking of paperbacks and I don't like the ridges that end up in a paperback. But when I
like a floppy book,
I love a floppy book, obviously. But you know, when you get a hardcover and she's stiff and you open it and it makes these little like cracky noises. I love that.
Okay, see, I used to love that. I used to. But nowadays, I've noticed that bookbinding... this is going to make me sound... I'm really nerdy, but bookbinding nowadays is not done the way it used to.
No.
Books are falling apart. I'm like, I'm paying like $30, $40 for this hardcover book, and it is literally a paperback glued into a hardcover shell. That is not what a hardcover is. It should be sewn in. Like, it should be, like, the whole point of, like, a hardcover is that you should be able to repair it, but you can't if it's just a paperback glued into a fucking hardcover shell.
Oh, my God.
I hate it so much.
I don't understand the lazy care because, like, these books are so fucking expensive and they only get more expensive, especially in Canada. So that doesn't
make sense to me. I'm like, why am I paying this much money? Like, I'm paying $20 more. Like, compared to a paperback is usually like $20 for us. And then a hardcover is usually like $35, $40. So I'm paying $15 to $20 more for a hardcover book that is not better made in any sort of way.
No.
What am I paying for the sleeve?
Literally.
It's garbage. No, I am anti crack the spines. I am anti fold the book over. But I used to throw anything as a bookmark in my book.
Oh yeah, me too. But like now
the worst thing I've ever done was I took my sock off. I was like, I can't lose my page.
What a mood. I used to just remember the page numbers.
I can't do that.
I used to be like, yep, page 96. And I would come back like 2 days later and I would just pick it up.
Nope.
But I was young then.
My memory's fading.
Memory's fading. I now always have a bookmark because every time I buy a book at Indigo, which is frequent, well, not anymore, I guess, they always give me a bookmark. Always.
Oh, I don't keep them. I
Really?
always tell them to take it out. I'm like, no, I'm fine.
now
I
I have
have
so
so many bookmarks at home. I have, my fiance got me these wooden bookmarks that all have like quotes on the back. I have like 20 of them, which is really sweet of her. And then I have like these really cool sword bookmarks.
Those are sick.
I love them. I got like 20 or 40 of them off Amazon.
Damn.
I love them. So I'm never out of a bookmark anymore.
See, I literally don't own a single bookmark that isn't from Indigo.
Oh my god.
I like don't own a fancy book. I'm the worst book talker ever. I don't own a fancy bookmark. I've never
She
like,
doesn't
bought a
have
bookmark.
fancy annotations.
Oh wait, that's a lie. I have a bookmark that's a sock monkey. Does that count?
Didn't I make you a bookmark?
No,
You
I
did.
don't think you have. No.
No, I have.
you
I've
sure?
made you a bookmark, yeah.
This is awkward.
I made you a bookmark. It's in your Anna Karenina book, I think.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
It definitely
Yeah.
is.
It's not fancy. I just cut out some paper and I made a little bookmark. I was like, here you go.
I'll take it out. Let's see what else. Oh, I'm going to combine them too because they're pretty universally hated. When series continue to come out, but they're different sizes.
Oh, fuck that.
And then those stickers on the front covers that are like printed on, you can't get them off.
Okay.
Publishers, listen up.
What the fuck is the point of that?
Literally,
what is
what
the
is?
point? What is the 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 point?
Listen, when you print a sticker on a book, what's the point? Because the sticker's there for advertising purposes. I've seen the sticker.
Yeah.
I have bought the book. I've seen the sticker.
Yeah.
The sticker can come off now.
Why?
I don't need to know 10 years down the road that Shadow and Bone is coming out with a Netflix TV show. I get it.
Coming soon.
It ain't coming soon. She came. She saw. She conquered. We're moving on.
She been here.
And like different size. Okay.
When
different
an
sizes.
author randomly switches publishing houses,
Yeah.
because that's usually what it is. It's they switch publishing houses and then the size is different. The
Everything's different.
cover looks
The
different.
pages are different.
I hate it. The font's different. Like Stabata here, the Ember and the Ashes series has that issue.
Oh no.
And it just I
have a trilogy that the first two books they're all paperback. The first two books are the same height. The third one is shorter by like an inch.
I hate that.
Paperbacks.
Okay, B.E. Schwab, I love you. I love you so much.
But what the fuck is
What
up
the
with
fuck
Gallant?
is up with Gallant?
What the fuck?
Why is it a square?
I took it off my TBR shelf because I finished it, put it on my regular shelf next to all my other Schwab books, and it is shorter than all the paperbacks.
I hate it.
It's a little square boy.
I hate it so much. I don't understand.
It's a square book, and I would understand because there's artwork in it, and it makes sense for the book to be square.
No, but that's the thing. Okay, I have the UK and the US editions of Gallant because I am that bitch.
Hell yeah.
And the UK edition is a rectangle and
Yeah.
it has the art in it. So
Does
I
it
don't
look stretched
understand
compared to the.
Not really. So I don't understand why it needed to be a square. Was this her choice? Was this the publisher's choice? Why can an author not have every single book be the same size and shape? Because Addie LaRue is also a giant size
Huge.
and every other book is like the short, squat, like perfect, beautiful, mwah, chef's kiss. I hate it. Yeah, so publishers, get your shit together.
Shit together.
What's the next one?
Where do you stand on those covers that don't cover the whole book? Like paperbacks? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Like the half.
The half covers, because it's hiding the praise that can't go on the back of a paperback.
I don't like it.
I don't like it
I
either.
don't like it.
I get why it's necessary.
Do you?
Because they want the praise on the book, but it like can't go on the back because it's paperback, so the back has to have the blurb.
Usually they should have the praise on like the first page, don't they?
I wish if they were gonna do that, it was because that page had some level of importance. Like I know how good the book is. That's why I'm buying it.
I think this is worse is when they put the praise on the front cover and it's like on the cover. You know, when it's
Ew.
like covered in the praise. Like, oh, what was it? I'm pretty sure it was Mortal Instruments. That was like the first one I ever noticed. The Mortal Instruments books. Right on the front cover had a blurb by Stephanie Meyer. I'm like,
yes.
who the fuck? Like, why the fuck?
It ruins the cover.
It does. Also, I hate it.
Like, just because Stephanie Garber liked a book doesn't mean I'm going to go out and buy it. I love her. Is. Well,
she's your god.
I do like her a lot.
She's your fucking god.
Oh, God. You have to remind me later that I have a serious pet peeve I got to talk about.
Okay, next.
Okay, let's see. I don't know what this one means. When she knows the guy is morally bankrupt but falls for him anyway.
Oh, like he's a shitty person.
I guess like he's a shitty person.
Yeah.
And she falls for him anyway.
I mean, that's not really a...
I mean, I get it. I get the anger.
Yeah, I get the anger too. I'm just like, why does... But all book boys are fuck boys.
They honestly are.
They are.
And the thing is like, what makes a book boy a good book boy? Because they've all got some suspicious stuff going on.
All of them. I mean?
All of them.
Like even my top boys.
Yep.
I can't think of a single one that
at the very least 90% of them are murderers.
But that's the whole point. I'm like, I try to think about it and I'm like, okay, why do I like these books, these toxic ass boys in these books, but in real life I would not give them a second glance?
Because they're safe toxic boys.
Exactly.
Because you know their intention.
Because you know they're gonna change, and you know, and most of the time you can hear their perspective, so you know that they're not actually bad.
That's a pet peeve. When the female lead is interested in this morally bankrupt like man, and it's her job to change him and make him a good person.
Dude, that's who I am.
But it's like every book.
Yeah. I know it obviously in like when it's in the structure of like a man and a woman, like their situation, and like it's always the woman's job to change the man, but I'm like, me as a person, I like to fix people. And not in the sense that I'm like, oh, I want to sit there and be like, be better, be a good person. I'm like, I just really like to hear people's problems and I like to talk them through them. So I'm just like, you know what? I see the appeal. When you see a sad, mopey boy or girl, like...
we go anyway here.
Exactly. I just love them.
Aw. Okay, can I tell you
Tell me your pet peeve.
I have two.
Okay.
And I'm going to do the one that makes the least sense because I think the second one you could rant with me about.
Okay.
Kate. It doesn't make any sense. Like, it makes no sense, but I was thinking about this.
Go ahead, expose yourself.
So I was thinking today about how I wasn't enjoying Belmore, so I'm not gonna continue with it. But I was thinking like now I'm like in desperate need of like vampire romance. Where do you go for vampire romance? Wattpad. What is with Wattpad now? You have to pay for it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so like, you know how it was free? Like every book you wanted to read was free. There were no ads. It was all like you could write whenever you wanted.
Yeah, because otherwise copyright claim.
Yeah. So now there's like, you can read most books or some books, lesser known books usually. But every chapter or every few minutes, there's an ad that you can't get rid of and you have to watch like 30 seconds in order to get like 10 minutes of free time. Or you subscribe and pay like, I want to say it's like $10 US.
I don't understand how the copyright claim would work on that. Because it's like, are these authors making money off someone else's copyright?
So, and then there's like other books that you have to pay to read or use like tokens to read or something like that. But you have to pay for the tokens. So you have to pay to read these books. They're like premium books or whatever. So like all these old books that I read, 10, 12, 13 years ago.
I now pay for.
I have to pay for.
That's why you download. That's garbage. No, I agree. That's stupid. No, but I don't get it. Like, I genuinely don't get how that works. Because it's like those properties don't belong to you. So therefore, that's why they used to be free. Because you can't make money off something that belongs to someone else.
It was literally a place for people to kickstart writing and like get a feel for it and get a feel for what people were looking for.
Well,
and
there's so many authors now that used to write fan fiction.
Yeah.
Like straight up used to write fan Scarlett St. Clair, Olivia Blake, E.L. James.
Like every author.
Literally. Yeah. They all wrote fan fiction at one point.
Yeah. So it's just like I get it. You want to pay your authors, but
I think
like
Chloe Gong used to write fan fiction.
100%.
Yeah.
But like, then publish those books.
Yeah.
Like, why am I paying a crap ton of money monthly to read these books that like aren't properly edited, that are like sus on so many levels.
Yeah.
I just like it makes me so sad.
No, I agree with you. That's a good take.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your next one?
Wait. But then
oh no, there's more.
There's like more. This is like a side thing, but like I found a book on Wattpad last year that I really liked, and it was long. Like it was a novel. I didn't have to pay for it, but the ads kicked my ass. But then you can't like add it to your Goodreads. Like you read a whole ass book, but you can't add it to your Goodreads because it's like not a like book.
It's not a real book.
Like it's not like on Goodreads.
It's not a real book.
So then I feel bad wasting my time because I can't add it. I can't add it to my Goodreads goal, but it's like a good book and I had a good time. You know what I mean?
Okay, so is your hot take, should fan fiction be counted as a real book?
Because then that begs the argument.
But then it's
audiobooks are real books. Ebooks are real books.
Well, yeah, but those are published books.
Yeah, but you're still reading. Like I still read 300,000
but I also read
words.
a pamphlet, so.
But that's like my thing is like this book was 300,000 words.
Yeah.
That's a novel.
Yeah.
But I can't count it to my Goodreads goal because it's just not there.
I mean, okay, so this is what I would say. I consider them books, but they're not published books, so therefore they don't go on Goodreads. But you can still count them as your personal goal.
I guess.
I don't really care about my Goodreads goal. Like, I know people are obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is one of my hot takes. Are you guys fucking lying when you are reading, like, yo! Okay. I don't, like, you do you. Like,
but how the fuck have you read 200 books already? Like,
how the fuck?
How the fuck?
Are you not sleeping?
Are you not sleeping?
Do you not say hi to your friends?
Do you not say hello to your family?
Do you not eat?
Do you not sleep?
Do you not shower?
Do you not go to school? Do you not work?
Do you go shit?
Do you like not just, I don't know.
I don't get it.
Do you have time to breathe? How? Like we're fast readers, but how?
But how? I'm at 21 on my read, and I'm in month 4. Yeah, there's whole weeks where I don't read a book, but I'm like, let's say I was reading every fucking day. I think at max I would be at like 45.
I think if I read every single day and I literally had no responsibility, like no work, no school, no nothing, and I could just read the entire day, I would definitely have a crap ton of books finished. But like, do you not get tired?
No,
like,
but also
like
I read during work because I do a lot of computer work, so I have an audiobook going at like most of the time 3 times speed.
Mood.
But like even then I get sick of even reading my favorite book. I have to put it down at one point.
Like other hobbies?
Yeah.
Like, do you not play video games?
Are we shaming people?
A little bit, I guess. We're not shaming you. We're genuinely wondering how you do it.
How do you do it?
I shit you not. I think I messaged you. It was like 2 weeks into January or less. And this girl had read 64 books.
What the fuck?
And I was like, how the shit have you done
like,
that?
At this point, I'm like, you have to be lying. Like,
how?
I don't think, like...
Skimming. You have to be skimming.
Skimming.
And that's not... I don't count skimming as reading.
No?
I don't. Because you're not actually reading the book. Okay, well, then I
skimmed the last, like, 50 pages from King of Battle and Blood.
Mood. That's different. Like, if you're skimming the whole book...
Yeah, okay.
That's not reading. But, like, if you're skimming because it's getting boring...
It was so boring at the end.
Different.
I was just like, I can't. I'm reading the dialogue. I'm like, oh, that's an important name. I'm going to just read that sentence.
Mood. That's different. But, like, skimming a whole book...
Yeah.
That's not... You didn't read the book. You read the dialogue.
Did you absorb it?
Yeah. Did you remember what it was about?
I mean... I read books slowly and I don't remember what they're about.
You could ask me, I just finished Gallant and you could ask me the premise and I can't tell you.
And my favorite, literally I just said that. I'm like, I love The Mortal Instruments so much. I don't know what happened in that book.
Nope.
There were robots. Yeah, but that's my hot take. I'm just like, please explain to me your fucking method.
Yeah.
Or... Because it's not like I'm saying like, oh, people who like bang out like 10 books a month. I'm like, oh, I believe that. Yeah, sure.
100%.
You just read a lot. Or even like 15 books a month if they're like smaller and stuff. And especially if you're reading like spicy books or romance books, they're usually no more than like 300 pages at max. But like, I see people reading full on fucking fantasy series and they've read like like 600-page books. Like they read like 10 of them in the month. And I'm like, what? Like I read one 600-page book and I'm like, I'm reading romance and I'm reading like chill rom-com books for the rest of the month because that was so much to take in.
In March, I read 7 or 8 books and 6 of them were 600 pages.
Yeah, that's not terrible though.
No, but it's possible. But when you're like, I read 25 600-page books. I'm like,
you read 600-page books? What did you read?
I don't know.
I read Honey Girl. That was about 300. Then I read...
How do you just off the top of your head? If I'm not checking my Goodreads goal, it didn't happen.
I can have that picture, that Instagram story. It's in my brain.
Good for you.
And then I read One Last Stop. And I read This Woven Kingdom. That was a big book. And then I read Electric Idol. That was not a big book.
That was not a big book.
And then I read...
Felt big on a Kobo. I hate reading on a Kobo because it's like, this book is 700 pages. And I'm like, you need to relax.
It's not actually 700
It's not.
pages.
But it's just like, Jesus.
You read that many 600-page
Yeah,
books? I don't believe you.
Hold on. Everyone shut the fuck up. I feel like I should be pulling this up on my Instagram, not my Goodreads, because I can't tell what I read when. Because I save those, right? Don't I save those now?
You should, in a highlight.
I do. I'm so proud of myself. I read all the From Blood and Ash books.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Now I believe that. Because I'm like, you're so addicted to those books. And I'm like, once you've read a book the first time, I feel like you go through it faster. Yeah. But I don't think I read that many big books. I don't think I could. I read Honey Girl. That was about 300 pages. Then I read This Woven Kingdom. Then I read One Last Stop. This Woven Kingdom was almost 600.
Is it?
It was 530.
No shit.
Yeah. And then Furyborn was long and Kingsbane was long. So I read 3 big books last month. And then Verity, Electric Idol, One Last Stop, and Honey Girl. Those were all chill.
I don't even know what happened in March for me to read that many books and chunky boy books. Because February, I read 1 book and she was 250 pages.
No, but okay. So like that's my hot take. I'm just like, either you got to explain to me or I don't believe you.
It's just like, I get it. Like if you read 150 books or whatever in a year, sure.
Yeah.
Because like audiobooks and like shorter books, I find a lot of the people who read like a bajillion books a year are reading like shorter romance or like smutty books.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. It's less like at the end of the year when they've read like over 100 books.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, okay, that's believable. But as you're going through the months and they're like, yeah, I read 47 books this month. And I'm like, there's 30 days.
Someone read the entire Devabad trilogy, like City of Brass and all of those books. They are chunky boys.
Are they?
Then they read the entire Poppy War series. Those are also chunky
read.
boys. Then they read the entire like Winter's Promise books. Those are 4 of them. Those are chunky boys in the same month. And I was just like,
how did they stay out of a slump?
I can't go from big boy to big boy like that. I can't handle it.
I literally, yeah. I have to throw in like a tiny baby in between.
And especially if I read a book that's 5 stars.
Yeah. I'm just sitting here after reading Gallon. I'm like, now what the fuck do I do? Like, what do I do?
Go reread Neon Gods.
No, I already did that.
All right, what was your second hot take?
Okay. Okay. I don't. Okay.
Oh my God.
Well, no, it's not bad. It's just I think you're either gonna agree with it or you don't, and that's just generic. Okay, I'm gonna have to explain. When authors don't know when to stop
a series.
Yeah, hear me out. Well,
Cassie Clare.
Stop a series or stop a world.
Cassie Clare.
I was just thinking today because today they Stephanie Garber showed the next A Once Upon a Broken Heart book, and it's beautiful. And I was just thinking to myself how she like Caraval was a trilogy, and then this is either going to be a duology or a trilogy, and how she's staying in the same world, but it works because the magic has evolved and you're somewhere new. Whereas like I was thinking about like House of Night, The Vampire Diaries, Cassandra Clare.
Okay, so this is what I will say with you. Okay, I know I said Cassie Clare quite a few times, but I think like what you said about Stephanie Garber kind of applies for Cassie Clare in the sense that it is always new characters in a different time period.
Yeah. but I don't know.
I would say that more so than Stephanie Garber, because
Really?
she's using the same characters from the last book.
Only one.
Yeah, but like Scarlett and Tella show up and like
For 2 pages.
yeah, I would say Cassie Clare more so than
I can't. Like, I read most of Lady Midnight and then gave away the entire series because I was like, this is so tired. I'm like so tired of the world, of the magic, of the characters.
Just not
they're
for
all
you.
the same. No, it's not for
No.
me. Like, the families are all the same. The problems are all the same to me. And I was just like, can we
I feel the same way about
Horrible.
even though I really love this new series. I love it. But I'm like, to me, I'm just like, oh, okay, I can guess what's going to happen. It's like,
Yeah, well, every book is predictable.
Yeah,
I don't think I've read a book where I was like, oh, whoa.
no, but see, okay, you know who I think does it perfectly? Maybe Leigh Bardugo. No?
I knew where Six of Crows was going. I knew where Shadow of Bone was going. I'm sorry. Don't look at me like that. Oh my God. Don't look at me like that.
No, I think Leigh Bardugo does it
This
really
isn't
well. Like, she in the Grishaverse, it makes sense. They all correlate with each other, but they're all their own separate universes. You do not need to read another book, another series to read this series.
Except for King of Scars.
I don't think so.
No?
No, because you can just see it as history. You don't. It doesn't really matter. I think she does it well, but I agree. I think Leigh Bardugo kind of feels that way too. She's just like, the Grishaverse is on hold,
But she knows, but like that's what's great is she's done 3 separate series. And now she kind of knows when it's time to pack it in or take a break at least and write something new.
Yeah.
Whereas like you look at like the Vampire Diaries or House of fucking Night. Never
You read those books,
ending.
right?
Yes, it's never ending.
Oh my God. Okay. Those books, I was addicted to them.
Bro, me too.
She slept with her professor. Do you remember that?
Oh my God. Yes.
And I remember being so like hot and bothered as a 13-year-old and being like, oh my God, she
was
slept with her teacher.
I was a fucking infant when I read those books, and I was like, "What is happening?" And I was like, "But you, like, your boyfriend, and like all this stuff." I don't know. It was so much for me.
Okay, so this is where I agree and I disagree with you. I think that authors, if you are going to continue writing in your world, your series need to barely have anything to do with each other.
Interesting.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, the stories need to be contained to themselves. I think it's a crime when you have to read the original trilogy to read a new trilogy.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I think it's a crime. Because that's what, like, honestly, I feel like that's what stops a lot of people from reading Cassie Clare, because they're just like, there's 20-something books. Are you kidding me?
that, and then like all the families are connected and the histories are important, and it's just like that's why I haven't bothered.
Yeah, that's
with,
why I like
the
going
newer
back, because I'm
ones.
like, they don't matter back then. They don't matter as much back then.
No.
Because I'm like, I like to read like the books set in like the Victorian era and the
Yeah.
Edwardian period, because I'm like, oh, like I don't care what happened later on, because then it's way too convoluted. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, I can't read the Lady Midnight series.
No, I tried. I was so excited because I was still on my Cassie Clare high when they came out, and I was reading it and I was like, this boy is chunky. First of all, second of all, it's just
That's
the same
one of my
problems.
pet peeves. Books that need that are way too long
They
for
don't
no
need
reason.
to be that long.
I'm reading the Imperium series right now, which is like Furyborn, Lightbringer, Kingsbane.
You either like that series or you don't.
I like it.
Oh.
But they need to be edited the fuck down.
That's why I was gonna buy that series because it's Book Talk favorite.
Is it though?
Yeah, I saw it all over the place back like last year, not
Yeah.
anymore. And but then like I flipped open to a page, and I was just reading it, and I was like, I am tired.
It's super high fantasy, so it's really
Yeah.
up my alley, but like it does not need to be 600 pages.
There you go, pet peeve.
Pet peeve. Books, honestly, keep them to 400.
Keep them down.
Keep them chill.
There's no reason. I like Prior to the Orange Tree. Been sitting on my shelf for like a year.
I'm going to read it this year.
I bought the audiobook last year, so I'll read it. But
I
she's
think
like 1,000
Prior to the
pages.
Orange Tree is good in the sense that it is broken up in books.
Yeah, that's what like a lot of people are like, you can just read like the first part,
Yeah.
move on, read a couple other books, move back.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's better because like I don't want to be tied up in this one book for like a month straight.
Yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna read it in sections. I'll read one book and I'll be like, I read part 1 of this book.
Yeah, because then you don't get bored of it.
Exactly.
Because I think I would get bored really fast if it's that long. It could be an amazing book. It could be the best book ever written, and I'll still want to rip my eyeballs out with a spoon.
Okay, this is a hot take.
Ooh,
I don't agree with this hot take, but it's a hot take. Okay.
I'm scared.
Do you think an author's personal life and their personal opinions should affect your reading experience?
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to say. I'm really glad. I almost said yes. Because I thought you were going to say, do you think that authors' lives and opinions intertwine into their writing? I was like, yes. And then you went somewhere else.
No, I did. I definitely did.
Shit.
Do you think that you should be able to separate the art from the artist?
That's such a huge debate and has always been a huge debate in the book talk and bookstagram community.
It's in creation in general.
Here's the thing is like, you can argue like, well, the art is separate from the author. The author is a shitty person. They're racist, they're homophobic, etc. But their work isn't. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. It's there. It's probably covered up. Yeah. And you might not see it on the surface, but if you read critically, it's there.
It's 100% there.
As we talked about, as Katie Roberts says,
yeah,
you literally cannot, an artist, an author cannot take themselves and their opinions out of their writing. It's going to be there.
It's going to be there.
Maybe it's even like subconsciously they're doing it, but it's there. Mm-hmm. And you're also, when you buy that book, or promoting it on your social media, you're giving them promo and you're giving them money.
This is my full opinion on the matter.
Go hard.
If the author is dead,
yes,
like super fucking dead, like 100 years dead, like
dead
in the ground, dust man.
Oh my god. Like no zombie apocalypse opportunity.
Yeah. Okay, you can read the book. Should it be your favorite? Probably not. Also, I think more so with books and with film, like especially if they're like, okay, so like let's say a really problematic actor is in fucking Spider-Man. We love Spider-Man.
We love Spider-Man.
Would we not watch Spider-Man anymore? No, because the actor is acting. Does that make sense?
Wait,
so their
I zoned out.
So their beliefs are not intertwined. Whereas, like, let's say the problematic person was the writer of the film, or the director of the film.
That's
then
different.
You see it because they're part of the.
They've ingrained themselves into that art.
Exactly. So I have this opinion that I'm like, okay, if it is like a painting, or if it is a sculpture, or if it is like an actor in a film, I'm okay with continuing to watch it unless that person's still alive and making money off it. Then fuck that person. But with books, it is almost impossible to separate art from the artist.
Almost impossible.
Almost impossible.
It's.
I tried, guys. I fucking tried. And I can't. Like, I couldn't. I came to this realization that I'm like, it's there, though. It's in the fucking text.
If you listed off 5 problematic authors now, I could tell you exactly what piece in each of their books. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you have to look for it most of the time. But like
sometimes it's super blatant and people are just blind.
Sometimes it's just there.
They're like, but I like it. Like, that's my hot take.
I get it. Like, literature is personal and you love it and you want to love it. But like giving that author your money, promoting it on your site, on your Instagram, on your TikTok, and getting other people to get so involved and infatuated with these books. No.
Big no.
Big no.
You're a red flag for me.
I check people now before I follow them. I check their accounts to see what books they talk about.
Yeah. Because I'm like, if I see like one page, like one post of like a book that was like super problematic, and I'm like, and they don't really talk about it that much, I'm like, okay, it's fine. We don't obviously post about it, but like, if someone is just like, this is my whole world,
then I'm like, either you don't know or you don't care. Yeah. And I have to operate under you don't care.
Yeah.
Because I can't. Yeah. I literally had someone like back before I was aware of the politics that wrapped around books. Because like if you're not part of the bookish community, like we just said, you have no fucking clue.
Yeah.
So I had no clue, and I just started, and I was holding up a problematic book in a video, and someone messaged me because they had commented and they were like, can't stand someone who stands this author or something like that. And they DM'd me about it think I replied in a polite way. I'm not an asshole. I'm not an asshole. And we were just talking about it, and she was just like, well, those books like hurt me. They like misrepresent me. They like, etc. And like we were just talking about it, and I was like, well, like thank you, because now I know, and it's like the last thing I'm going to post.
And also, that author's a huge cunt.
That author's a cunt. I forget what my point was. What were we just talking about?
How you can't separate the art from the artist.
Yeah.
No, you just can't, guys. I'm sorry. I just like that. That's our hot take.
Yeah.
You can't.
If it's so important to you,
like people
on your own time.
who like this happens a lot where people are like covering up the author's name on a book and they're like, this person wrote it instead, and I'm like, but they didn't.
There's that guy on TikTok that is pulling apart the Harry Potter,
the books,
and rebinding them so that She Who Must Not Be Named is not listed on the cover as the author, and I was like. And people in the comments were like, oh, that's such a good idea. But then there were people who were like, and I was like, that doesn't change the fact that she wrote it, that she is ingrained in those books, that her racism, her transphobia, her fat phobia, they are in Harry Potter.
They're in there.
They're there, and they're blatant.
Yep.
It's bad.
It's so bad, guys.
So taking her name off, covering a name in a photo,
isn't going to take out the huge chunks of text that are harmful.
Yep. It's not the author and their name.
No. And a lot of people don't get it. They're just like, oh, well, she says that on Twitter. It's just her personal life. I don't pay attention to that. And I'm like, yeah, but it's in the books, guys. Like, it's in the books.
It's always going to be in the books. It's unfortunate, I guess, but it is what it is.
C'est la vie.
C'est la vie.
And that's our summer ending.
That was a dark ass ending. I don't have a pet peeve that can bring us back.
No, we can't lighten them. Anyways, stand good authors for clear skin.
Oh Lord. Oh no.
Which means don't read a single book because pretty much everyone's trash.
This episode was hot.
This was a hot take. I hope you guys liked it and don't hate us.
They're just like our opinions. Like, we mean no harm.
I mean, if you really want to fight us, send us an email.
Whoa. That's not fair. The emails come to me and I'm fragile.
Personally DM me at Many Weathered Pages.
Annabelle.
I will fucking put you on blast.
Oh shit.
Honestly, yeah, sure. Like, send me a DM because I would like to debate some of these things. I feel like they were pretty hot takes, and I would like to.
Or if you just have questions, like if you're curious,
or if you just want to be polite and be like, "Hey, we really like your podcast."
Yeah, just let us know. We like that.
We like that too. I mean, also if you want to fight me,
but also if you just have questions and you're wondering what books we're talking about that are so problematic, we're happy to talk about it.
Oh yeah, we have talked about them in the past. We don't want to just keep ragging on the same books
because then it's we're trying to do it in a way where like it's funny and you can help understand, but we don't want to trash the book and then hurt readers in the process.
Those books. I don't know.
I mean, innocent readers, I guess I should say.
I want to punt kick some readers.
Anyway, that's our show. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Chaotically Bookish. We keep saying we're going to film. We never will.
We never will
with you, but our audio's there.
We're just too lazy to get dressed up.
So lazy. Be sure to rate us. It really helps. And follow us on Instagram at Chaotically Bookish Podcast. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Ashes Reads. And you can find Annabelle on TikTok and Instagram at Many Weathered Pages.
Yee.
If you ever want to contribute to our show, you can DM us. Send us an email.
All links are in our description.
They all be down there. Stay safe. Enjoy a good book. And we'll see you guys next Wednesday.
Bye-bye.